Welcome to another episode of the Q&A with us, the British Fist.
Gotcha.
This is episode number 17, where we answer your questions. I am Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me, praying to you guys and rubbing his hands because he loves doing Q&As like me. It's NJ!
What's up?
Oh, frightened me to death there, NJ. I never expected, of course I do, you always do that now, don't you? Anyway, make sure you subscribe up above, that button there where NJ's head is. Like this video and get your comments down below, and also keep your questions coming in via the links in the description box below. I kind of took your line there, didn't I? Do you want to say it anyway?
No, that's good.
Okay, right, let's start off with the first question. Okay, the first question comes from Chris Clover1. He says, what moment in wrestling history would you say you each become wrestling fans, and then what moment after that did you each become wrestling marks? I'll let you start off with this one, since I took your line at the beginning of the video.
Well, sorry. I look at this, and I remember one day when I was younger than I am now, I was watching these videos on YouTube and that. And
YouTube was around back then?
Well, not that far back, but I was watching like there was clips of Taker versus Shawn Michaels in Hell in a Cell, and it's when I saw that and the way they had Kane interfere in it, the way they had the whole logic to it, I just thought, wow, it had so much going on, and it definitely got me interested in it, to wanting to research more, know more. So that makes me a...
Both, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, both. It had both what I wanted in, and obviously it progressed to other rivalries I noticed in the WWE and got interested in.
Is that how you became a Kane mark?
That was one of the big reasons, yes.
Right. Okay, well, my lovely wrestling sort of started a bit after you. It started... One of the first events I watched was Royal Rumble 2000. I remember watching Cactus Jack versus Triple H and that match, and the Royal Rumble itself, where Rock was coming in. I used to love Rock and Stone Cold when I was a kid in the Attitude Era, when I used to go to school and talk to people. I first became a wrestling fan, I think it was Royal Rumble 2000. Just when I saw that event, I became a wrestling fan. I think I became a wrestling mark when WrestleMania 17 happened, and that was my first WrestleMania that I watched. And that was the time I became a WrestleMania mark, just because of that whole main event, and the event itself I thought was very good. So those are the two moments that define me as a wrestling fan and a wrestling mark. I really wish I'd have been able to live. I really wish I'd have been able to live through the sort of earlier years and the Attitude Era, though. I'd love to have done that. But I'm 22, so I'm not old enough.
No,
that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Next question we got is from Dead Kennedy 00. Besides just turning him heel again, what would you guys do to freshen up the Orton character? One thing I would do would be to get him in a position now where, instead of hogging all the glory, getting him in a position out of that title picture, so he can be used as a guy, like a Shawn Michaels, to put some people over for once in his fucking career. That's what I would do with him.
Oh, the reason you're asking this question is, of course, because he's gone from a great heel to whatever he's flipping around now. I hate to call him a face, because I don't want to call Orton a face, because Orton himself, after what he's done in the WWE, he's clearly a heel. So thanks for the question, but I wish the WWE didn't do that to him.
So you just want him to turn him back heel again?
Please.
Yeah. I think they could do something with him as a face, but just not what they're doing now. Keeping him in the title picture for me is just a bit stupid. You need to bring new guys in there, and he could be the catalyst for that if they booked him in a way which he could be used to put guys over.
Oh, don't make me punch you in the head, Dan, because that's what faces do.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah, come on. See? Oh, faces don't pump people in the head.
It doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
Anyway, should we move on to the next question?
Please do.
Right then, let's hope it's not about Cena, or else your rage will be... Oh, God. No, it's not about Cena. That's good. The next question comes from Not Quite Right Vids. Do you think CM Punk vs Stone Cold will happen at next year's WrestleMania? Your thoughts?
Okay, you're saying about Punk Stone Cold next year being basically the WrestleMania coming up. No, I think with all that's going on, yes, they pushed this Triple H and CM Punk to happen at Night of Champions, but I still think they're going to be working on something along those lines to make that happen at WrestleMania. I
still think there's a slight possibility. I mean, I think Austin could have another match in him.
Another match?
What do you mean another match?
Well, the way he keeps coming back.
Yeah, not for matches though, just for promos and stuff. I reckon he could do another match maybe with a CM Punk. Just saying. I mean, I think, like you said, they pushed this Triple H thing very quickly, and I thought that would be the kind of thing that pushed to WrestleMania. And now we're not getting that. I'm kind of having the feeling they could do it, even though I think it's very unlikely. I'd like to see it, but I think it is highly unlikely.
I'll say unlikely too. Yeah.
Next question comes from Zendy0. Zendy0. God, I love that name. We can make a song out of that. If you two had to pick two favourite women wrestlers, who would they be? And the stipulation or rule is it can be from any company or any time. Your two, and then I'll do my two.
Oh, I'm going to say Lita. just because obviously she went through this whole heel side to her and she played up brilliantly.
Yes.
Even though when they made her leave, she was a bit of a sod cow. We do my underwear.
We're supposed to be bigging up these people, and
Yeah, I know, but they ruined her at the end. And my other one will be Santina.
Santina, oh my god, you're such a Santina mark.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I'm being serious.
All right.
We need Santina back. Not really.
Okay.
Lita and Trish.
I'd say Lita, just because she had the wrestling skills and she had fantastic look. She had the kind of, she combined what divas really were about, and that was about wrestling, but also she had the looks as well. So I'd say that. I'm really tempted to say China, just because of the elevation she got in the division. She even went as far as to be a mid-carder. So I might say China. I could say people like Trish Stratus, because they really exemplified the divas division at the time. Mickey James too.
Well, let me make the two comments. China grew in the WWE as a manager. She grew as a wrestler.
A male.
She grew into male dominance as well. And I think she just did a lot for the diva division as well for WWE. But Lita and Trish, they really stand out and brought the most entertainment and a fan reaction. So them two.
Okay, then I'll leave it at that then. Who are your favourite WWE champions? For me, because I love Stone Cold and The Rock, I'd have to say Stone Cold and The Rock. Just because they were big baby faces at the time that you could really get behind as fans. They had great characters, especially The Rock. And there were guys who I really could get behind as champions. That's why I prefer. That's why I'd say they're my favourite champions.
Champions.
Maybe Cena. Run.
You better fucking run. Because Cena's the champ. How many times does that happen now?
Come on.
How many times?
Who are your favourite champs? Calm down.
Okay, if we were to be on a positive note, number one would be Triple H. Because one, he would cheat to win sometimes when he was the heel. He would have all these sledgehammer uses. And he would definitely make main event matches. And then the last one, you would think I'm going to say Kane because named Triple H. But I'm going to say it is
The Rock.
The Rock!
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Because basically, he would electrify the fans each time he won a title, and he would have to lay the smackdown on all the candy asses.
Yeah, for all the millions.
And millions!
Of The Rock's fans.
And millions!
Fantastic. Yeah, okay, that's a good choice.
And millions!
If only we had millions, that'd be awesome. We could actually make that work, couldn't we? Anyway, let's calm it down there, young NJ.
Okay.
Even though you're older than me. Next question is from Seedgation. He said, which feud do you think is better, Punk Cena or Cena Rock? And do you think it will affect the impact of the main event of WrestleMania positively or negatively?
Cena and Rock are basically just back and forward words at the moment. So I can't really say much. They built up brilliantly with their words, but it's not quite there. You've seen CM Punk and wrestle through words and in wrestling. So I'm going to say Cena and Punk.
I do think Cena and Punk would be the better wrestling match. We've seen them wrestle now 2 or 3 times, on pay-per-views and on Raw. Cena Rock has the better draw, in my opinion. The way, a lot of people would be behind The Rock, although it's not really doing its job for Cena, and that's promoting him as the big baby face. To me, it would still be a better feud, since we have sort of seen the rest of, we have seen the CM Punk, some Cena feud already. We don't really know what to expect from the Cena Rock feud, so I'll say that. And I think, of course, if you have Cena and Rock, it'll positively affect the main event of WrestleMania because it's a big, huge draw. Whereas CM Punk Cena has been done a couple of times now, so to have it at WrestleMania might be a little bit, not very good for me.
No, so I'm going to say it's just I'm looking forward to seeing Cena Rock as much as I am. I'm enjoying this Punk and Cena thing.
Yep. With all these title matches going on and how these coming weeks we can see the title change many times, as the Tasteless One explained from the Off the Rope show, do you think WWE should remove the rematch clause?
Ooh,
this is back when we had loads of champions, possible champions like Del Rio, Punk, Cena, Rey Mysterio getting all their title rematches.
What I will say is get rid of it. It would have stopped Christian being this whiny bitch that he is.
I want my rematch.
That's true.
I want my rematch.
But
one more match, please, 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 please.
See how annoying that can be. But what I will say is if they kept it, it does help them move on plans for the next event or next idea. But get rid of it. It would probably give other people a chance to get involved.
Yeah.
They'll have to start using number 1 contender matches. They'll have to start having matches to prove who's the next one to go against the champions. Yeah.
All I'll say is, when you have a blow-off match, the last thing you want to see is a rematch, which will just mean absolutely nothing. When you see a blow-off match, you want that to be the end. I don't mind the rematch clause. I think it helps to sort of take one feud into another sometimes, like it did with Cena, Del Rio, and all that kind of thing. But I mean, I wouldn't mind getting rid of it just because when you have a big blow-off match to a feud, you don't want to see it again in a meaningless match which you know the newly found champion is going to win.
True, but I will say for pay-per-views that are close together, having a rematch for that is pretty good. Except at the same time, they don't really book their next match.
Yeah.
Because they have to say, right, you're the new number one contender because you get your rematch at this close by pay-per-view. So this is good points and it's bad points.
I agree with you actually there, to be honest. After thinking about it. Brian Nelson asks, which version of Kane do you like better, the masked or the unmasked one? I think we've had this question before, but NJ loves answering Kane questions, so take the floor, NJ!
Thank you very much, Dan. Well, I'm going to say this. When Kane had his mask on, you could see him going through all these different events, going through wrestling, and it was awesome to see. But when he removed his mask, it did unleash this other monster gimmick he had. I know it didn't last long, which was pretty sad. He still had a monster coming out. So if I had to choose which one, I'm going to say the mask came because he was pleased with that. It made him a monster more than the mask.
Yeah, and let's not forget the mask was getting a bit irritating, so that's why he got top there. I think he looks a bit more irritating maybe without the mask just because of his face and everything. But
yeah, he did continue his monster gimmick, which I'm pleased about.
For a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Not a monster anymore, is he?
If they kept his monster gimmick, I would say maskless.
Yeah. Okay then, the next question comes from Sheldon Fernandez, also known as Mr. Trick 1 on YouTube. He's always sending us questions, this boy. Is it time for Dolph Ziggler to turn face? I'd say no.
Looking at SmackDown
or Raw, is he on?
Or Raw, depending on which show.
Yeah, depending on which show he's on.
Because obviously, with this whole Super Show, it could be on any.
Yeah, true. I forgot about that.
I'm gonna say Ziggler makes a good heel, but him as a face, I guess he's trying to become a face now. But I think he should stay as a heel.
Yeah, I think he should stay as a heel too, just because we've seen at the moment that Vicky Guerrero can get him a lot of heat. But I wonder how much heat he can get on his own. If he can't get that much heat on his own, maybe you should turn him babyface. But if you can get loads of heat on his own, then that can really help elevate him to a main event guy because he can be on his own if you can get all that heat. So I say you keep him heel for now, but if it doesn't work, definitely turn him babyface. This is something I think they should have done with Drew McIntyre, especially now they're not using him that much, turn him babyface. But that's talking about Drew McIntyre here. Next we have, should Michael Cole be a manager or a commentator?
Okay, he keeps botching as a commentator. Yes. So
JR should be play-by-play.
True. So as a manager, if he doesn't botch as a manager and screw people's matches up, which I think he would do, then a manager,
Yeah, I think if you took the character from Michael Cole that could get all that heel heat, you could really give a guy like a Jack Swagger or anyone a load of heel heat, kind of like Vicky Guerrero's done. So in that case, I'd say give him a manager, give him a young heel, like even I got like a Tyson Kidd or something that needs heel heat going into his matches, or someone a bit bigger than that, like a Jack Swagger. Get him in that managerial role. As a commentator, I don't mind him too much, but he sometimes doesn't do enough for the match. He just concentrates on other stuff. And to me, in my opinion, if you're going to have the team of JR, King, you need to have JR as play-by-play and not as a third wheel.
Because that's the thing. When JR left, we all missed JR. So to have JR and King back together, I think you should give JR a full-time job again. Have him there with King and Michael Cole Golf and stay on SmackDown or maybe as a manager.
He'd be a great manager.
You would, yes.
Definitely. The next question is, should Morrison move to SmackDown?
Well, Super Show go anywhere, but
it would help their main event scene slightly, wouldn't it? And it would give someone like Morrison a bit of a main event scene rub, even though Orton is their main babyface and he's always going to be in that title fucking picture.
I say move him to SmackDown, have him main event there. I think it'd be good for Morrison. Yeah.
I think what it would do is it would help Morrison elevate himself a little bit more. I think more than what he should be elevated right now. I think at the moment, those Raw still need babyfaces. I still think there's too many heels on Raw, which means they kind of need babyfaces to fill that role up. And I think Morrison is one of those guys that could really be an upper mid-card, second feud behind Cena and Punk.
So what I'm going to say is, obviously, Mr. Trick, you're asking us because you're thinking he should be on SmackDown, or you wouldn't be asking it. So we're thinking he's doing great on Raw, but SmackDown, I'm pretty sure, could use him.
SmackDown could.
Yes.
When will we see Rhodes win the world title and who from?
Well, he did mention going for it, but obviously he's been pushed back to the Continental for a while.
To build him up again, which is kind of what he needed to do, really.
That's true. And let's say you're saying who would he beat it from? Daniel Bryan.
That's a possibility. I think he could put on... Remember, he had a feud with Daniel Bryan for a couple of months, which never culminated in a pay-per-view match. I just wonder if WWE are doing that for a reason, maybe. maybe have a world title feud in the. I don't think they'll give it to him. They won't give it to him this year. Maybe next year. I think if not, definitely in maybe 2 or 3 years' time, he'll definitely
if that's
be ready.
the case, they doing that then. I'm only saying Daniel Bryan because if it is going to happen, it will be against Daniel Bryan.
Possibly.
But in the future, it would possibly happen with someone else.
He'll definitely get it at some point.
True.
Who will win it from those? But maybe Orton. I'd love to see Orton Rhodes for the world title again.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one more question?
Let's go for one more.
Okay then. Comes from Linos. How much creative control do you think the individual wrestlers have over their character and direction nowadays? None.
None. I think because there's certain wrestlers that they are the biggest draw. If they had their say, the WWE would be like, yes, I like that idea. Yes, you can have this. You can have that.
Basically, Orton and Cena.
Yeah.
Who never change their characters anyway. I don't think they get too much control over their characters. You see by their promos, they're all scripted. Back in the Attitude Era, like Linos tells us in the question, it felt like superstars such as Stone Cold and The Rock and Mankind called the shots and helped write their own storylines. It doesn't really seem to happen that much now, I don't think.
No, so I'm going to say they don't, but I think some may have some more say than others.
Yeah, like Orton and Cena.
They're the two main
Breakfast Club members. Yes.
That's it.
They eat breakfast together. That's called Breakfast Club members. Okay then, that's been it. On a very awkward ending. That's been it from another Q&A, you think? Are you shut up, R-Truth.
No, I was just talking to someone about breakfast because they want to have breakfast with them.
We need to go to a College Arms or something soon.
That would be nice.
Yeah, maybe we should go tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be an idea.
Yeah, Monday.
I'll get some money out.
Good, nice one. Let's go tomorrow then.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah, even though I won't be available tomorrow though. Anyway, let's not discuss our personal lives on the YouTube video, eh?
Oh, sorry, still recording. Okay, yeah.
Oh, we'll go for breakfast sometime, MJ. Don't worry, maybe even brunch.
Oh, nice.
Get your comments down below and keep your questions coming in, whether it is via our Facebook at British Fist, Facebook at British /British Fist. I'll get that right eventually. Yeah. Inboxing us, which is the best method, or even commenting down below if you want quickness there. So keep getting your questions in down below, and MJ, get us going on this video.
And please tell us if you want to go for lunch with us, because we've been talking about it. We've kind of like to have a group thing.
It's on MJ.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good idea. Anyway, that's been it from Mr. Parkin and NJ Lee. What's up?
Keep your questions coming in. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.